Ever struggle to get people to care about your research? You know your work matters, but convincing others feels like climbing a mountain. In a world where attention spans are shrinking and research output is exploding, the way you frame your findings determines whether they're noticed or ignored. Here's a hard truth. Most researchers focus on methodology and results while neglecting what readers actually connect with: stories of problems that need solving. Your readers want to care, but you need to give them a reason. Let's try a quick exercise. Here's an original abstract that fails to engage.
This study examines the usage patterns of irrigation techniques among small-scale farmers in drought-prone regions. A mixed methods approach was employed, combining survey data from 256 farmers with in-depth interviews of agricultural extension officers. Results indicate variable adoption rates of water conservation practices, with economic factors being the primary determinant of implementation. Educational interventions were tested across 3 groups, with Group B showing a 27% increase in sustainable practice adoption. The findings suggest that targeted educational programs, combined with initial subsidies, may improve long-term water conservation in agricultural settings.
Now let's hear a revised version using the Problem-Escalate-Solution structure.
Small-scale farmers in drought-prone regions face increasingly unreliable rainfall patterns, threatening both their livelihoods and regional food security. Climate projections indicate these challenges will intensify, potentially displacing millions of farmers within the next 2 decades unless effective adaptation strategies are widely implemented. In response, we developed and tested a novel educational intervention that combines practical demonstrations with microfinancing options, resulting in a 27% increase in sustainable irrigation adoption among participating farmers. Our approach offers a scalable solution that addresses both immediate agricultural needs and long-term water security concerns while remaining economically viable for implementation across diverse rural communities.
Feel the difference? The rewritten version creates a sense of urgency and importance that the original lacks. It makes you care about the problem before offering a solution. This is the Problem-Escalate-Solution framework, a powerful narrative structure that transforms dry academic writing into compelling stories that drive action. Let's break down how it works. First, the problem section clearly identifies an issue that needs solving. This isn't just about stating what you studied, it's about establishing why anyone should care. Notice how our rewritten abstract doesn't begin with methodology, but instead frames the research around real farmers facing real challenges. Next, the escalation section raises the stakes. It shows why the problem isn't just inconvenient, but urgent and potentially devastating if left unaddressed. This creates tension and emotional investment in finding a solution. In our example, we escalated from individual farmer challenges to potential displacement of millions and regional food insecurity. Finally, the solution section delivers the payoff, your research contribution that addresses the now compelling problem. This isn't merely reporting results, it's positioning your work as the answer to an important question. Our rewritten abstract presents the intervention as a response to the escalated problem, highlighting its effectiveness and scalability. Let's examine another example, this time from medical research. Original version.
This paper reports on a randomized controlled trial of a mobile application designed to improve medication adherence in elderly patients with multiple chronic conditions. The application includes reminder functions, educational content, and a simplified interface. A total of 173 patients aged 65 plus were randomly assigned to either use the application or continue standard care for 6 months. The intervention group demonstrated a 34% improvement in medication adherence as measured by pill counts and self-reporting. Quality of life scores showed moderate improvement, particularly in the domains of independent living and reduced anxiety.
Problem-Escalate-Solution version.
Medication non-adherence among elderly patients with multiple chronic conditions leads to preventable hospitalizations and costs the healthcare system over $100 billion annually. This problem is worsening as populations age worldwide, with projections suggesting a 50% increase in related hospitalizations by 2035 if current trends continue. We developed and tested a specialized mobile application designed specifically for older adults, incorporating cognitive accessibility principles and behavioral nudges. In our 6-month randomized controlled trial with 173 patients, the intervention improved medication adherence by 34% while significantly enhancing quality of life scores, particularly in independence and anxiety reduction. This scalable digital solution offers a cost-effective approach to addressing a growing public health challenge while supporting healthy aging in place.
The problem-escalate-solution structure works because it mirrors how humans naturally engage with information. We're wired to pay attention to problems, especially ones that appear to be growing worse. This structure leverages that psychology to make your research not just intellectually interesting, but emotionally compelling. How can you apply this to your own abstracts? Here's a simple checklist. Problem. Have you clearly identified a specific issue that your research addresses? Is it framed in terms readers will recognize and care about? Escalation. Have you shown why this problem matters now more than ever? Have you highlighted trends, consequences, or urgency that make your research timely? Solution. Is your research contribution presented as a direct response to the escalated problem? Have you emphasized not just what you found, but how it helps solve the identified challenge? While powerful, the problem-escalate-solution framework isn't appropriate for every abstract. Let's discuss when it works best and when you might want to consider alternatives. This structure shines brightest when your research directly addresses meaningful real-world problems. It's particularly effective for policy-relevant research where action is needed, public health interventions where behavior change is the goal, environmental studies addressing sustainability challenges, technology solutions to societal problems, and interdisciplinary work where diverse audiences need clear context. However, this framework may be less suitable for purely theoretical or exploratory research, fundamental science without immediate applications, methodological advancements that aren't solving a specific problem, and fields where dramatic framing might undermine perceived objectivity. The ethical dimensions of the escalation element also deserve careful consideration. When amplifying the urgency of a problem, researchers have a responsibility to present risks accurately without exaggeration, rely on evidence-based projections, not speculation, avoid exploiting fears around vulnerable populations, consider cultural and disciplinary differences in communication norms, and balance urgency with hopeful, solutions-focused framing. The goal is legitimate urgency, not manufactured fear. Your escalation should reflect genuine consequences supported by evidence, not simply dramatic language to capture attention. Remember, your abstract often determines whether anyone reads the rest of your paper. The problem-escalate-solution framework doesn't just reorganize information. It transforms how readers connect with your work, but only when used appropriately and ethically. For those looking to improve their abstracts, AI-powered tools like Fluence by Reckon Better can help analyze your abstract's narrative structure and even generate drafts following frameworks like Problem-Escalate-Solution, CARS, ABT, or Inverted Pyramid, helping you determine which approach best suits your specific research. Your research deserves attention. By structuring your abstract to highlight problems worth solving rather than just methods worth following, you'll connect with readers on both rational and emotional levels. In today's competitive academic landscape, that connection might be the difference between your paper making an impact or getting lost in the crowd. Thanks for watching this guide to the Problem-Escalate-Solution framework. If you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up and share it with other researchers who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on making your science stand out.